Hey there, my name is Jason Julian and welcome back to another reaction. So this video right here, this is going to be a little bit different from the other reactions that I've done. In the past, I've done the reactions all in like one take. I would do the talking points, talk about what I'm reacting to, do all of that, then go into the video, watch the video, give my thoughts and opinions as the video is progressing, and at the end, I'll immediately go into analysis, but I'm going to be segmenting the video a little bit. I'm going to do the talking point right now, then I'll record a separate video of me in the reaction, and then I will do the analysis afterwards after I've reviewed the video many times. I'll say maybe at least 5 times I'll review the video and see if I can catch anything that looks cool or interesting and then give my personal opinion on it. So yeah, this reaction video is going to be a little bit different, but I hope that it'll be a lot better and it won't feel as rushed and maybe inconsistent. So the video that I'm currently reacting to, and ooh, I feel like I might get a little bit of hate for it because this is already like an extremely, really, it's like a huge reaction community. Basically, what I'm reacting to right now is the RWBY Volume 6 trailer. It's not a short. There aren't any shorts for Volume 6, but yeah, I'm basically like the 15,000th different reactor to do a RWBY video. But despite maybe my earnest and monotone voice, I actually do enjoy RWBY a lot. Though I'll admit the 5th season kind of like lowered the hype a little bit, but I'm hoping that the series will end up being much better than it was. And yeah, like you can only go up from here. Like the Volume 4, it wasn't really that great, but I enjoyed the fight scenes. I enjoyed the fight scene between Tyrion and Crow, and I consider that actually one of the best fight scenes, with my personal favorite being Mercury versus Yang in the final. When, spoiler alert if you haven't seen RWBY, but I don't know why you wouldn't, because anyone who watches RWBY actions most likely watched the show. So basically, in the finals of a tournament arc, I'll just call it the tournament arc for Volume 3, there was a confrontation between one of the protagonists and one of the antagonists, and obviously the protagonist won. But due to an illusion by a different antagonist, sorry, I should probably say the names, but you'll probably get it if you watch RWBY, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing anyway. Anyway, an illusion is cast by one of the other antagonists, tricking the protagonist into believing that she was about to be attacked, though in reality she attacked the antagonist first, causing mass panic and potentially basically bringing ruin to the kingdom in a way. I know, because I didn't describe the names, I didn't say any names, it sounded a little bit weird, but I have a feeling that anyone who watches RWBY will understand what I was talking about. This right here, like I said, is the Volume 6 trailer, I don't know why I keep saying short, is the Volume 6 trailer. It's only like 90 seconds long, so it'll definitely be quick and fast, and I'll definitely be looking at it like more closely, maybe give 5 different reruns and see what is different and what is new about the season, or volume, if you want to get into semantics. So I'm gonna go stop the recording right here and then restart it with the reaction right about now. One thing before we start with the reaction, I will say this. I fully, like 100%, recommend that even if you've watched the trailer on the Rooster Teeth YouTube page or even on their website, I recommend that before you do the reaction, I would strongly recommend that you watch the video to gain their views, to continue their watch minutes. Because, like, these people, this company, like, does so much for their fan base. And usually they don't ask for anything in return. They just want to satisfy their fan base and keep everyone satisfied with all the content that they create. And they work so hard to put together this content. RWBY, Camp, the animated shorts that are weekly on the Rooster Teeth website, Genlock that's coming out in 2019. I'm excited about that, by the way. And Nomad of Nowhere. Look at that, 5 different animated series, and they just pour their souls into this. So I will leave a link to the original description at the top of the description, and I recommend that anyone who hasn't watched the trailer, or if you have watched it, to watch it again. Just because Rooster Teeth is a company that provides me with a lot of entertainment, and I always like to support artists and companies that provide like just great content on a weekly basis, and then just support it. That's like one thing I ask before you watch this reaction. Just support the channel. So that's all I have to say, and we're gonna get into the reaction right about now. Okay, we're starting with the reaction in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, I'm building it.
It's important not to lose sight of what drives us. Love. Justice.
Wow. Whoa, what happened there?
Reverence.
Whoa. Wait a minute, is that...
But the moment you put your desires before my own, they will be lost to you. This isn't a threat. This is simply the truth.
That looks cool. Whoa, who is that?
What's the plan, RWBY? Don't let anyone else die.
Quite a big order right there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a lot to unpack, so I'm gonna go do some analysis and try and decipher what happened and all these different characters that may have appeared, and yeah, I'll be back with the analysis. Okay, now that I've done the physical reaction and done the analysis, I'm gonna go over some talking points about the trailer that I found interesting. One of the things, I wrote it down by the way, one of the things I found interesting is that immediately we see Team RWBY, Crow, Oscar, and a mysterious woman. You could see her like sitting on Yang's motorcycle as they are walking through a snow forest, and you actually see her later in the trailer. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is whether or not if she actually knows about the relics. And by her look, like I don't mean to sound like I'm appropriating or labeling a race, but she kind of seemed like she was maybe like a gypsy type, or maybe even an oracle. Like there's like obviously there's aspects of religion in RWBY, but it's never really talked about. So there's a possibility that she could be like some sort of prophet or oracle that can help guide Team RWBY and Crow and Oscar along the way to finding the second relic. Though then again, I think one thing that I do know is that all the relics are located within each school and they are protected. But there's not a full way to know exactly where they are. There's in Volume 5 it was like a giant hidden chasm of a tomb that was eventually found, with an awesome fight by the way. And maybe there's a possibility that the relic for Atlas is a little bit is in a different location, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll look into it a little bit further, and I'll provide some text along the video, so just in case if I do find anything interesting. So I'm going to move on to the next point. One of the points I wrote down was the potential confrontation with Adam and Hazel, because in the trailer you see a shot of dead White Fang members. And what I think is, after the events of the finale of Volume 5, where Adam and Hazel were defeated, though they weren't killed, they were defeated, and after the fact, this is like when emotions are high and tensions are all running high. And there's a point where maybe the possibility of Hazel snapping still, and like he is like still filled with rage from finding out that Oscar is also Oz. So there's the possibility that he went into, I'll say, a berserker mode and ended up killing some of Adam's subordinates. As you can see in the trailer as well, you can see Adam screaming out in anger or agony or grief, either or, as he I believe he falls to his knees. I didn't really pay attention to that particular part, but I do know that he was yelling at something. So it's either grief, anger, or agony. So it's one of those three potential things that I could see. And moving on to the next one, potentially potentially Adam gaining divine or occult powers. Now, in the trailer, you could see people kneeling and bowing down to a person who is floating in midair. My theory is that that might be Adam in some way, because we don't. Though that's also a possibility. Like, I don't have any basis for that could possibly be Adam. The only basis that I could really point to on it being Adam is the fact that you don't see the person, but you could see like the lower, like the legs and part of a trench coat coming down as he or she is floating down, and you can see that the person has the same color palette, like the outfit palette is the same as Adam. So my assumption is that that is Adam, potentially, though I'm not 100% sure. That could actually be another maiden, now that I think about it. So I'm looking forward to the possibility of knowing who that is, if it's Adam or if it's another maiden. Moving on to the next point that I wrote down, Emerald lashing out while mourning Cinder's death, because I'm of the philosophy that if there's no body, then there's no death. And the fact that they basically kind of spoiled it in the poster reveal, you can see a silhouetted version of Cinder in the poster, and that kind of gave it away, that the fact that she's actually still alive. Also, like the fact that Emerald lashes out while mourning Cinder's death. And there's a potential confrontation between Salem and Tyrion, as it appears that maybe Emerald shot at Tyrion, who may have been like mocking her for the fact that she was mourning Cinder, while like Tyrion does not think highly of Cinder and does not consider her an equal in any way, shape, or form. So there's the possibility that Emerald was trying to defend Cinder, and there's a possibility that Emerald may be in a lot of trouble. And the fifth point is who is the Gypsy Oracle lady? Does she know about the relics or the location of the second relic? So basically, I already went through that at the beginning at the first point. So I'm gonna go back to the new Grimm. That I don't exactly know the name of the Grimm. Again, I'll put the name of the Grimm right maybe around here, and I'll research it a lot more after the fact, because like I said, this video is not going to be like just me like trying to think of stuff off the top of my head, though I'm doing that exactly thing, but whatever. Anyway, the new Grimm, I know one thing, it looks like they can fly, and they look really cool, and they look really badass. One thing I've always had an issue with is the fact that the Grimm, I'll be honest, are not scary. The only scary Grimm I could think about was the Knucklevi. That's the only one I could ever think of that is a truly scary Grimm, because of how powerful it really was, and the fact that it took four skilled warriors to face it in battle and eventually defeat it. But again, that's 4 warriors, and 4 warriors in training. But that's a whole thing that I could get into maybe another time. So these Grimm right here, there's a possibility that they could be easy to kill. There could be a lot of them. I don't exactly know the name of it. I think I just said that already, but semantics. So one of the things I really hope for in Volume 6 is that the Grimm are actually a little bit more scarier. Like, it could be like, it doesn't necessarily even have to be jump scary. It could just be the fact that the Grimm could be stalking, like, our heroes of the story. It doesn't necessarily have to be like jump scares, it just has to be suspenseful. You don't even have to see the Grimm that much to make it suspenseful. That's one of the reasons why Jaws, to like veer away from RWBY for a sec, is considered one of the best thriller movies of like all time, because the shark is barely seen in it. For, I believe it is like a 3-hour movie, you only see the shark for maybe 5 minutes of it, but it's still one of the best like thrillers you can like ever think of. And it's definitely recommended for anyone who wants to watch it, or who has watched it, just keep watching it because it's a good movie. Anyway, that's one of the things I hope will happen in Volume 6, but due to the looks of them being on top of a train defending an attack, it doesn't appear that it won't be like more of a scary thing. It'll be more maybe a fantasy action sequence, which again, I'm not entirely opposed to, because in the past, the show RWBY has always displayed incredible fight scenes with Monty Ohm's era with the first 2 volumes to then the current era with volume 3 through 5, though some people have issues with 3 through 5 because it is not in Monty's style. But I tend to try and keep an open mind because I feel as though the company of Rooster Teeth will try and keep the spirit of Monty Ohm alive, and they're doing their best. So I always try to cut a company a break, especially considering the circumstances of what happened to Monty. And if you don't know about the story, it's I'll probably leave a link to the story, like maybe an article or something about what happened to Monty Ohm. But if you know about it, then you know what I'm talking about. So I guess all I can really say is that I'm super excited for this trailer. I can't wait for it to come out. It's actually coming out on October 27th, I believe, for first members. So definitely I will be watching the premiere, and I know for a fact that Volume 6 will not have a release date on YouTube. At least not for a while, like not as the show is going on. So I don't think I'll be doing reactions to it. Maybe I'll do like, I won't have video, but I'll do like a physical reaction. Maybe have the option where the viewer at home, if they so choose to do this, they could do this. They could basically I could put a time where we could sync up the videos with my video and your video, and you could watch both videos at the same time. You could watch my video, and it's basically like Mystery Science Theater 3000 Auxiliary, where they watch licensed movies, but they don't show the movie, and they basically just did what I just described. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing like a version of the reactions, then I'll definitely do that in the future. But all I can say is that I'm actually excited for this. Like Salem seems like she's really ramping up her campaign of bringing the world to eternal darkness. So yeah, I can't wait to watch this. Like I can't even articulate it into words properly. I just can't wait to see this, and I have hope that this volume will be nothing short of great. Not perfect, not awesome, but great. I feel that this volume right here will be a solid chapter in the story of RWBY and the world of Remnant. You can follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, all are under the same name, Jason the Julian. Be on the lookout for episodes of my podcast, Shooting the Breeze. Be on the lookout for potential, maybe more reactions. I'm not going to be doing the Metro 2033 Let's Play anymore because no one is watching them, and I'm putting so many man hours into it, it's not even worth it at this point. Why put so many man hours into something that nobody's going to watch? So I'm going to put that on hold for a while, and if people are interested in seeing the Metro 2033 series, even maybe a couple of viewers, then I will continue the series. But for now, no one is watching it, so I'm not going to continue it. So once again, my name is Jason Julian, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry if it's a little bit of a long video, but I feel that doing the analysis will provide some context, and it'll actually be more transformative than watching the video, saying it was cool, than piecing out. So yeah, I will see you in the next video. Be sure to, sorry, I keep forgetting to do things. Be sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, do all of that fun stuff. Recommend it to a friend if you think they'll enjoy my content. And I will see you in the next video. Peace. I had such a blank expression there. Peace. Now don't do that. Okay, I'll just end the video.